followed by a contemporary evening auction for which I will return to the rostrum. We look forward to seeing you momentarily. Thank you so much.
So what's going on?
Okay, so they just sold out all their paintings, and now it's finally time for the Constitution to be auctioned off. So this will be really interesting to see if this Constitution DAO wins it. The only problem I see with Constitution DAO is we're kind of showing public how much money we have to bid with. So if there's actually a billionaire somewhere going, I really want this Constitution, he can just kind of pull up with a little bit more money than what we've raised. That's the thing I'm worried about. That painting sold for like hundreds of thousands of dollars. No, wait, what is it? Didn't it sell for like in millions? Yeah, it sold for like 9 or 10 million. The whole world of luxury art, it's insane. It's absurd. It doesn't make sense. I mean, Hannah, you can paint that.
I could. Oh, look.
Oh, there you go. Constitution of the U.S.
I don't understand how this is happening. This seems like a fever dream. I don't understand. So is it just like a carbon copy of it? I don't understand.
No, it's like the 11th page of it.
Oh, okay. So it's a little bit misleading.
It's the only one that's privately owned. Everything else, I guess, is in DC. They're trying to take that one privately owned Constitution document and make it publicly owned again.
Why was that the page that was privately owned to begin with?
I don't know.
A constitutional convention was called to meet in Philadelphia in May of 1787. They met for 4 months, and this is the Constitution that came out of that. This was printed probably in an edition of 500 copies. Only 13 are known to survive, and this is one of 2 that is privately owned.
Constitution DAO. Constitution DAO. I didn't support Constitution DAO because I didn't want to pay the Ethereum gas fees, but I'm still rooting for Constitution DAO.
$10 million, at 10 million, 11 million, 12 million, at 13 million, now 14 million. If it's here with me at $14 million, at 14 million. $30 million with Brooke Lampley. $30 million that was bid with Brooke. It's Brooke's bid at 30.
Who's our guy? Who are we rooting for? I'm so confused. Man, this has me more hyped than the Super Bowl. Come on, Constitution DAO. I don't know who we're rooting for. I don't know. But it's going for $34 million. Oh, Tezos has a logo.
Okay, that's not what we're discussing right now.
$37 million then is bid with Brooke Lampley at $37 million.
Uh-oh. We're getting really close to our maxed out budget, I think.
Literally no one knows if it's David or Brooke that...
Everyone's just kind of screaming in the chat.
David Schrader's bid at $38 million.
Let's just make history. Come on. Can we not have some, like, super wealthy old person win this? Can we just have a community of degenerates? I mean, no matter what, it's going to be Web3 history because they just raised, like, $40 million in a week to buy the Constitution of the U.S. I mean, what the... If you told someone that 10 years ago, they wouldn't believe you, that's for sure. If we're David and she doesn't call this, we win.
Anyone else is welcome to jump in, but Brooke Lampley, the bid is yours for the United States Constitution at $41 million. Sold $41 million, title 411.
So are we Brooke?
Who won? Everyone's saying rug, the other people saying that we won.
This is the falsest sense of community to ever exist. If that sentence even makes sense.
Someone's saying they feel like we lost because it's a $41 million bid. Buyer's premium is 13% equals 5.33 more million. Plus taxes, we're already over the 46 million the DAO had. According to CoinDesk, we actually won it. We the people. I can't really say we because I didn't pitch in money, but Web3 won this.
This is definitely for the people. If you
Web3 won this.
No, the people won this.
All right, guys. It seems like history was just made. It's not quite clear yet, but according to CoinDesk, history has been made. So one of the original papers of the U.S. Constitution was being auctioned off at Sotheby's today. And what makes this a little bit extra special is a bunch of internet degenerates decided to bond together and buy this document only a week ago. So in a week, they've raised $30+ million to buy the Constitution of the United States of America. This is so bizarre, but also beautiful at the same time. I just love it. Like, you would think this is a massive joke because it is a massive joke, but it's a successful one apparently, according to CoinDesk.
I think it's cool how it's just rich people bidding back and forth for private ownership, and instead, we the people won. Modern day.
The DAO won. Constitution DAO just won.
Yeah, modern day founding fathers.
But yeah, you heard that right. A bunch of strangers just bonded together and decided to buy the Constitution of the United States of America. Because monkey weak alone, but strong together. If only Nicolas Cage had Web3 back when they made that movie, it would have made the movie a lot more boring, or less interesting at least. Or actually, never mind, scratch all of that, because wasn't that the Declaration of Independence and not the Constitution?
Yes.
Okay, scratch that entire joke then. Never mind. But where did all this start? Well, on the 11th of November, yes, literally just a week ago, a Twitter user by the name of Constitution DAO posted this, a Yahoo Finance article that says, Sotheby's puts rare U.S. Constitution copy for auction. Sotheby's announced Friday, appropriately on Constitution Day, that in November it will put up for auction one of just 11 surviving copies of the Constitution from the official first printing produced for the delegates to the Constitutional Convention and for the Continental Congress. It's the only copy that remains in private hands and has an estimate of $15 to $20 million value. So this is like one of the papers that went out to either like Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, those guys. So it's not like the official document, it's a copy of it that went out to one of them, which is insane still. And I guess that Yahoo Finance article gave a bunch of crypto degenerates the idea to create a DAO around the Constitution. A DAO stands for a decentralized autonomous organization. An example of that is people can pool their funds together, and based on how much money they contribute to the pool, they get back in governance tokens, which can then, I guess, vote for what happens to the money in the pool. Let's say if you contributed 20% of the money into this pool, you'll get 20% of the governance tokens, which then are votes for what happens with the money that's in the said pool. I would say that's the most common form of a DAO. But on November 11th, Austin Kane, who's a core team member of Constitution DAO, he tweeted, "We have coordinated a DAO to acquire the Constitution of the United States. I give you Constitution DAO. Ping me if you're interested in being a part of a monumental moment." And so the fundraising started because, as Austin put it on Discord, we have 6 days to acquire $20 million to buy the Constitution of the United States. This is hilarious and amazing at the same time because only on the internet could this ever happen. And of course, just like when anything happens on the internet, the memes naturally follow. We're going to buy the Declaration of Independence. Buy the Constitution with your friends. No, you have to be a rich private collector to buy a copy of the Constitution. Buy the Constitution with your friends. There's literally a group of Twitter misfits, including myself, attempting to purchase the original Constitution of the United States. This is a prime example of what's possible with decentralized finance and Web3. Good morning, let's decentralize and fractionalize the Constitution. Web3 isn't about the friends you make, it's about the priceless historical documents you can acquire and make available to the public together along the way. Honestly, inspirational. No one, internet friends, we've got 7 days to buy the U.S. Constitution. I am once again asking for your financial support. Get in, loser, we're buying the Constitution. We're going to buy the Constitution. Crypto Twitter, goosebumps. Why Constitution DAO makes unbelievable sense. 1. One of 11 original copies of the Constitution is on auction. 2. It's the only one in the hands of a private collector. 3. We don't want it to go to another private collector. 4. We buy it as a DAO. 5. We make it for the people. 6. Memes. Honestly, they're making a whole lot of sense here. I'm so happy that they did this. Benjamin Franklin would approve. We're all gonna buy the Constitution. Me telling my family at Thanksgiving that I bought the U.S. Constitution with my internet friends. LFG, the United States Constitution, private ownership. And then you have the Constitution DAO as King Arthur over here. This is fantastic stuff. I just love it when a meme starts off on the internet and we have a real world repercussion because of it. And in this sense, a bunch of degenerates ended up buying the Constitution of the United States.
Did it for the people.
I'm so sorry for not pitching into the Constitution. I didn't want to pay Ethereum gas fees. I do not like Ethereum gas fees at all. They're way too high. But I guess we're just gonna have to deal with that until people either move everything onto a layer 2 or people find out what Tezos is. Collector patiently waiting to buy the US Constitution. Constitution DAO. Get in, loser. We're buying the US Constitution. Private billionaire collectors. Gang of degenerates with a DAO. So with the memes going all over the place for a few days, they started raising funds on November 14th. And in the first 15 minutes, they raised $150,000. But then they followed up the tweet saying, no, wait, make that $300,000. So they might have raised $300,000 in the first 15 minutes of raising funds, which is absolute insanity. It shows you that anything's possible. If this doesn't show you anything's possible, I don't know what will. It's literally a couple guys' idea. They threw it out on the internet and they made it happen within a week. Anything can be possible in 2021. Just shoot for the stars, guys. You guys can do it. This is so inspiring. I love this. How it started, how it's going. And at this point in time, they'd raised $1.14 million. It's insane. Then on November 15th, they made it onto CNBC.
Why in the world do a bunch of crypto investors want to get together and own the Constitution? And what are they going to do with it?
Sure. So, I think it's an obvious, important historical document for anybody who lives in the US, has immigrated to the US, appreciates US democracy, or lives in a democracy around the world. This is one of 11 existing copies of that foundational text. And for the first time in 33 years, it's going up for auction at Sotheby's this Thursday night. So I think the reason that this group wants to buy the Constitution is because it's a document that represents, I think, a lot of the same things that the Web3 ethos shares with the United States, which is a belief in democracy, a belief in shared ownership, a belief in governance kind of and by and for the people. And so we're organizing a DAO in order to pool funds in order to buy this document and bid on it at the auction.
Then Gemini jumped onto the bandwagon, which is one of the largest crypto exchanges in the world. It's also founded by the Facebook twins from the Zuck movie. So at this point, everything was going great. They'd raised $5 million to go buy the Constitution of the United States, and the memes just kept coming in. My face when I ape into Constitution DAO as a non-American. I buy America. Fun fact, one of my friends actually won the green card lottery to come to America and start his life here. So he sent me that meme saying, I'm coming to America when he won it. So that Borat meme will always have a special place in my heart. But the memes only got better because of course someone went to Cameo and bought a cameo from Hard Rock Nick.
You think you made it, huh? That's cute. While you're chasing the next Ponzi scheme, all my homies and I are buying the U.S. Constitution. $20 million. Real money. You got paper hands, I got parchment hands. Where am I? And where are you?
And as of today, they raised I think it was $46 million. And the auction just happened earlier. Hannah just filmed me react to the auction. It's still a little bit unclear on who actually won it. CoinDesk called it for the DAO, so I'm just praying the DAO won. That would be fantastic if it did. If it didn't, should have raised it on Tezos so we could have at least saved that money in gas fees.
This is becoming Tezos propaganda.
Sorry. Imagine, wait, so how much in gas fees do you think was spent on raising that much money? And how much could have been saved if we just did everything on Tezos?
What is a gas fee when it comes to crypto?
So it's a transaction fee to essentially use. So you know when you send money
on PayPal
on PayPal, you have to pay a fee to PayPal or to service the transaction, right? So on Ethereum or on Tezos or Bitcoin or whatever you use to send money, you have to pay a network fee to be able to send that transaction.
Why don't they just call it a transaction fee though instead of gas fees? It just reminds me of when I thought a coffee shop meant where you get coffee when you're in England, but it doesn't mean that at all.
But anyway, as of right now, it's still a little bit unclear on who won. I'm praying it is Constitution down, that we actually took this home. I'm praying that the boys actually bought the Constitution of the United States of America on Web3. I mean, that is a beautiful sentence just to say. This pretty much made my year. Even though I'm not a part of it, even though I didn't put my own money into this basically made my year. This is way better than any Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was definitely more thrilling than sports, just in general.
Well, not to be an insane buzzkill, but it seems like CoinDesk committed fake news. I'm afraid they jumped the gun for clicks and Constitution DAO did not win. I'm worried, as I said before, their weakness was they showed how much money they had to actually bid on the auction with. So all the auction winner really had to do was see, okay, this is how much money they have to play around with. Do I want the Constitution more than I want $42 million? But it's pretty crazy that one person can pull up and beat 50,000 people trying to get a document, but that's a story for another case. But either way, it's just insane in the first place that a group of people got together and they ended up raising $46 million on Web3 to buy a copy of a document. If that's possible, anything's possible. Sky's the limit, guys. But I'm going to leave you guys with a clip talking about democracies from probably one of the largest con men to ever live. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like on it. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. It'd be awesome if you subscribed. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.